But let's bring in CCTV's Toby Muse in San Vicente del Caguan in southern Colombia. Toby, I think the celebration is going on behind you as lively as ever.
Indeed. Tonight we have a mix of rap and heavy metal, I'd guess. There's actually a huge tropical storm approaching us. We can see the lightning bolts from here. That won't stop the party, trust me. They've been partying every night, and this is the way they're expressing their optimism for the upcoming peace accord. Music has always been central to the FARC. It's a way of letting the troops relax, but it also has great propaganda value. The songs in the past were "Make harder sacrifices, comrade," or "Fight harder," or "Until the victory, comrade." But now with the peace process, we're seeing the culture within the FARC change. Now they're no longer writing war songs, they're writing songs about peace. Let's take a look.
When most Colombians hear the name FARC, they think of a drug trafficking terrorist organization, not a salsa orchestra on a big stage. These are historic and strange times for the FARC. There's a carnival mood as the FARC meets for its 10th conference. They party with the optimism that one of the world's longest-running civil wars will shortly end. There are concerts, drinking and dancing. Even the top leader of the FARC, Rodrigo Londoño, the guerrilla known as Timochenko, makes an appearance. Tonight's music is provided by the group known as the Rebels from the South, a musical band made up of guerrilla fighters. They sing of the new FARC, a FARC in peace.
Estamos haciendo canciones que son muy alusiones.
We are doing songs about the peace because this is a time for peace. We can't compose songs about the war when we're in this process.
De guerra, ¿no?
In the past, the group practiced their dance moves and songs in the jungles, even as warplanes flew overhead looking to kill them. A concert could be stopped by a firefight in the mountains, and their songs reflected that reality.
Cuando cae uno de nuestros camaradas,
When one of our comrades was killed, this would inspire us to write a song for their tragic death. We would try to keep their memory alive.
The rebels are optimistic that peace is soon upon them. They are also taking the opportunity to rebrand themselves. The message here is, forget about the bombs and the past violent acts. Here is the new FARC, a group ready to become a political party.
en adelante, ¿qué queremos? Llegar al fondo del corazón de...
We want to reach the heart of every Colombian, even the soldiers, the generals, the president. And through music, show we're not the bad guys in the mountains.
Only the future will tell if the power of music can overcome the bitter memories this war has left. Toby Muse, CCTV, Jari, Colombia.
So you can see here, as we said, the concerts behind us, and they're getting ready for the big night, which is Friday night, when we expect a very famous Colombian musician to appear, a woman named Toto La Montesina. We've actually been surprised by the names of some of the groups that have agreed to appear at the FARC's 10th conference. The band say it's all about supporting this peace process, and it's just a way of Colombians who do support the peace process to really make their presence felt in order to win this crucial plebiscite that is scheduled for October the 2nd.
All right, Michelle Bega is back, part of the conversation. Michelle, I'll get to you in a second, but Toby, just a few moments ago, we talked about President Manuel Santos with Michelle at the United Nations. Did FARC leaders watch any of that?
Yes, we believe they did. We weren't with them. We are kept away from the main conference where the FARC leadership is, but we believe that they were supportive of the president's words. What we have here is a strange embrace between two old enemies, the Colombian state and the FARC guerrillas. They're locked in this embrace by this peace process. So the FARC has to turn to the small minority who do oppose this deal and say, look, we have to trust the government. The government likewise has to talk to its political allies and say, hey, I know it's hard, but for this peace process to prosper, we need to trust the FARC. Politics truly does make strange bedfellows.
Let's play a portion of what President Santos said as he addressed the General Assembly. This was early on in his remarks.
A year ago, standing here before you, I said I expected to return here in 2016 as president of a Colombia in peace, a Colombia reconciled. Ladies and gentlemen, representatives of the nations of the world, after more than half a century of internal armed conflict, I return to the United Nations today on the International Day of Peace to announce with all the strength of my voice and my heart that the war in Colombia has ended.
Michel, he sounds awfully confident this is going to take effect. Of course, one major thing is still that referendum. How much is Santos still selling this deal, or at least trying to sell the deal to Colombians at this point?
Yes, I think he's going to continue leading up to October 2nd. You definitely feel that while he's having this international tour, giving these speeches, receiving all this international attention and applause, he's almost trying to send a message to Colombians that let's take advantage of this opportunity of this peace agreement. Look at how the international community is taking it, because as soon as he gets back to Colombia, he is bombarded by questions and challenges from the opposition who don't agree with this peace agreement. In fact, just a couple of days ago, we had the opposition, former President Álvaro Uribe Vélez, challenge Santos to a debate, something that in an interview with a Spanish media outlet in the United States, President Santos responded saying, "We've had time to debate this. We're not going to do this before the plebiscite," and refused to do so. So you definitely get a sense that he's trying to take the opportunity to sell this to the Colombian people while he's in New York.
FARC, of course, is not the only rebel group in Colombia. The second biggest is the National Liberation Army, or ELN. The commander of that group dismissed this deal earlier this month. Toby, does that matter what this man thinks?
Yes, that's a cause for considerable concern amongst many Colombians. The position of the FARC is that they hope that this peace deal between them and the government will encourage the ELN to make its own peace deal with the government. But what the fear of many Colombians is that FARC rebels, especially those in zones where there's heavy presence of coca or illegal gold mining, could, as they say, simply switch armbands. There's already a saying for it, switching the armband, i.e. move from the FARC to the ELN. I traveled to a gold zone in the region of Antioquia earlier this year. The gold mine was run by the FARC. They were extorting the gold miners there. Along the way, I passed through a number of towns that had been FARC territory. In the town squares, big shiny banners that said ELN. It's a fear, and the FARC and the government are going to hope that a peace deal with the ELN comes sooner rather than later.
All right, Tony Muse, Michel Begay, thank you so much.